You see that RTC bus? For thousands of people in our county, seniors, folks with disabilities, working parents, this wasn't just a convenience, it was their lifeline. Their only way to work, the doctor or the pharmacy. And in late December of 2024, that lifeline snapped. Not because of a natural disaster, not because the money dried up, but because of a story of missing audits, a $200,000 per year salary, and a total failure of accountability. This is the story of how our local transit authority, RTC, went from a community service to a logistical and legal nightmare. And I had to fight to get the answers. It all started with a whisper. A driver told a rider that they were going to lose this service in January. And here's the kicker. They were told to call the county commissioners to complain. That's a direct blame shift right there. I didn't know much about RTC, but I knew they were everything when it came to rides to Walmart or Kroger's, the doctor's office and pharmacies, and work. So I called the county commissioners. The answer I got back? Vague. They confirmed significant service cuts were coming in January. No specifics, no real reason. Just, it's happening. Then I published the story. And that's when the bullying started. A former county commissioner calls me up. I had heard rumors of financial issues at RTC, so I asked him straight up. His response? That's not true. The money cut is all ODOT's fault. It was going to happen no matter what. And let me just say that he was not polite. I got the clear impression he was trying to intimidate me into dropping the whole thing. What he didn't realize is that it just made me dig harder, ask more questions, and look for more answers. I went directly to the source, ODOT, the Ohio Department of Transportation. They were granting RTC, from records we found, roughly $1.3 million per year, tax dollars. And that's where the truth finally came out. It all boiled down to 3 words: lack of audits. You see, when you get taxpayer money, and that's what this is, you have to prove you're spending it correctly. It's a basic check and balance. Every nonprofit that gets government funding or independent funding must complete independent audits each year, proving that they're spending the money correctly. RTC was signing compliance papers, but when ODOT checked the books in 2024, they realized that RTC hadn't completed an audit in 3 or 4 years. When asked about it, their excuse was that their contracted bookkeeper was sick. Unacceptable. RTC tried to delay the fix until March of 2026. ODOT said no. They pulled the funding, and then the ultimate sign of a total system failure, ODOT repossessed the newer vans that were bought with tax dollars. Think about that. How badly do you have to fail for the state to pull your funding and then take away a significant portion of your entire fleet? That's a logistical and legal nightmare. So where does the responsibility lie? When the county commissioners started getting calls, they claimed they didn't know about any of this until ODOT called them. RTC immediately started hitting up the commissioners for a bailout, which thankfully the commissioners denied. But wait, the scandal goes deeper than just audits. Let's talk about the leadership. We pulled the public tax records. In 2022, the executive director, Tanya Reid, made $170,000 per year. The next year, 2023, that salary jumped to $204,000. That's a $34,000 pay raise in 1 year. A U.S. congressperson makes about $175,000 per year. Now, the RTC board approved these raises. They need to answer for that. What was done to deserve a $200,000 salary while the organization was missing multiple years of mandatory audits? One of the key players of that board, Wes Easton. He was the Audit and Finance Chairperson for RTC, the person whose job it was to ensure these audits were done. Now, he's running for Bellefontaine City Council, and his record is seriously concerning. But the most frustrating part of this entire story are the people who relied on this service and got absolutely no warning. They were told services would be cut just a few weeks before it happened. No time to make other plans. No time to adjust their lives. This is extremely disrespectful to our community's most vulnerable citizens. I'll never forget what that former county commissioner told me when he called me in early January. He said, and I quote, "These people think public transportation is a right. It's not. It's a privilege." That lack of empathy is exactly why we're here. Tanya Reid is fine. The board members are fine. They have their own cars. But they were the ones leading this organization that, by failing to follow basic protocol, literally left thousands of our neighbors high and dry. This is not about whether a crime was committed. This is about accountability. They signed the paper saying they were compliant when they weren't. They took the money and failed to do the audits. Real simple. The story is not over. What do you think needs to happen next? Let us know in the comments below. And if you believe that transparency and accountability matter, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next update on this story. I want to take a moment and talk about the silent majority. For too many years, this group has been taken advantage of, or frankly, just ignored by those in positions of authority. Who are they? The silent majority is a collection of citizens who work hard, who love their families, and who pay their taxes. We are the backbone of our community. But here's the thing. When the silent majority finally wakes up and stands together, we suddenly become the only majority that matters. We live in a hyper-partisan world, a world where if someone doesn't agree with you, you are expected to hate them. The silent majority doesn't stand for that. We stand for working together. We stand for finding common ground. And we stand for building a strong community through love, empathy, and respect. The crisis with RTC isn't a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. It's a community issue. It's about ensuring that our most vulnerable neighbors have the basic ability to get to work, to the doctor, and to the grocery store. The powerful people in the story tried to silence me, and they tried to silence the writers. But they forgot about the silent majority. We are watching, and we demand accountability. We will see you next week. And remember, take care of yourself and one another.